Killing up trees.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what's the difference? I looked over and highlighted what her bad.
Yeah.
Even
And if I
if I
hadn't
page
wrote on
two.
mine already, I would have given my agenda, but I wrote
What
on.
if I just looked at page two?
It's probably one
You're right.
I got one. Tammy, ready? Oh, Noah? No, ready? Call to order the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, Chisholm, Minnesota. Pam, could you do roll call, please?
Director Karate Simon.
Here.
Director Lappy.
Here.
Director Raha.
Here.
Director Miranda Sauter.
Here.
Director Rice.
Here.
Chair Casey.
Here, thank you. We have a full audience. Anybody from the audience wishing to address the board? Please state your name.
Brittany Larson. Hello, everybody. I am just, this is like something totally off topic or whatever, but I'm just hoping that you guys could help us with this. In the pre-K room at the Bond, late winter, early spring, our sink broke. And the tubing of, like, just the whole tubing connection was rusted out and just, it broke off. And then we just like continuously asked for a replacement. These are the youngest kids we have at the Bond. We don't have a bathroom in our room, which is already very difficult to get them out with the big kids going in and out for the bathroom. So the rest of the school year, we were, it was hard, because like, first of all, these kids are only here for 12:30, so we have to teach them and then get them in and out, but I just want you to think about all the hand washing we do. It's not just like bathroom breaks, we're doing hand washing all the time, before and after lunch, before and after snack, in between art projects, and then including the art projects, that's all water. You know, it's just like, we're using all that water, so I'm going out to the big sink, I'm washing all the art project stuff, all the stuff we use in that big sink with all the other kids too, which is fine. I mean, they're like, what are you doing, you know, but still, it was taking me out of the classroom to clean up. And we also have our big sensory bins that we fill with water, and we were like not doing it often because we had to carry that huge sensory bin out to the big sink and dump it and then fill, you know, so we were able to fill it up in the classroom. The sink is running fine, but essentially it's just that tubing that we need. And Nick was in there all the time helping us, and we put a bucket under there just in case we just needed to quickly wash our hands, because as teachers, we're washing our hands a lot too. Or every time somebody blows their nose and gets snot all over, well, go wash your hands. Nope, we can't, we have to walk them outside now. So we were using a lot of baby wipes and things like that, but just, it's such a hassle. So we put a big note on the door at the end of the school year, because we were just like, we just need this fixed, you know, and it's still not fixed. Megan went in there this morning, she's the head teacher of the pre-K room, and it's still not fixed. And so I just wanted to bring this to your attention, because we will be there for a full year, and it just takes away so much of our like concentration, of our time, you know, just regrouping, lining them up in between all the big kids going in and out of lunch, because before they go to lunch, they all go over there, wash their hands. So we're running off, just trying to wash our hands, make sure we have it, all of the kids, and get back in there. So like, it's just so much time that we could be dedicating to them instead of to cleaning up, and that sink was such a help. And so it's just.
Did you fill out a work order?
Yeah,
for it? And so they have that.
yeah, I think it was right, like, I don't know the details of what happened with our head janitor or what you wanna call it, but it was right as he, like the day after he left, like, or the day before he left, that sink broke. He went there, it broke, and so I don't think we had anybody to replace it, and Nick's like, I just need the tools, I'm not sure, but we tried multiple times before we left, and so we were so worried when we were leaving at the end of the school year, we put a big note out. Anywho, I'll send
So
you guys
is
back
it just
to-
a pipe?
PVC.
It's a pipe.
Yeah, and he even tried things that he had at the school, Nick. But essentially it's not the right fit, so I'm not sure. I don't know how that essentially works, but plumbing, but. Yeah, we're just hoping.
It's hard to fix, we should do this.
Yeah,
That's
someone
fine.
here,
Seems
I'm
like a
not worrying
reasonable,
about that.
reasonable request.
Okay, all right, I'll stop bothering you.
No, no bother, thank you.
No problem, thank you. Anyone else wishing to address? Okay, on to item 3, recognition of guests and visitors. We have Jordan from Ingenza, give us a little project update.
Good evening, everyone. It's been a while. It's been a very busy summer. We've had a lot going on. So I don't think we have any bad news to share tonight, but just preface it by saying we've been very busy this summer and we got quite a bit to do yet. Just in reference to the last speaker that was here, we have a lot to do. At the same time, we have a lot of plumbers running around on the construction project. If there's something that can be done, I'm sure we can figure a way to get in and get it taken care of as well. We just need to dive into it. So we can figure something out there. We're happy to help. But we got some stuff to finish up first before school starts. So overall, construction update. Steam to hot water in the high school is going very well. There are areas that are done and ready to be cleaned for students to get in. So 3rd floor, 2nd floor are pretty much done. 1st floor is wrapping up. There's still going to be some work going on when school does start. There's going to be work in the boiler room. That's kind of always been part of the plan that they can work behind the scenes on stuff like that. There's going to be punch lists. There's going to be stuff where there could be a sink that develops a leak on the 3rd day. These things happen. It's construction, and we're trying to do millions of dollars worth of work in 3 months. It's the growing pains, but our contractors are going to be here. We're going to be taking care of it. So staff, students, anybody that notices anything, just make sure you're coming to us and letting us know so that we can get it addressed. What we don't want to have happen is there's a continual problem, we don't know about it, it doesn't get fixed. That doesn't work for anybody. So on the remodel side, everything's going really well. We anticipate having the high school open and ready for school on time. So we should be able to do everything that we need to do, which is great. That's awesome. That's always the goal. So things are going well on the remodel. On the new addition, I went back and looked at the original bid schedule. I know we had some delays with permitting and with plan review kicking off last summer. From what I can see, we were supposed to start drywall at the end of July, and we've been doing drywall since end of July. So everything on the addition is tracking really well as well. A lot of work to be done yet, but I'm happy with the progress that we're at. So I guess if there's been any questions as far as where the construction project is at, it's right where it needs to be on the remodel and the addition. So things are going well there. Before I move on to the financial piece, does anybody have any questions on construction? Has anybody had any comments or anything I could address now?
Just the rumor flying around that we're gonna be delayed 2 weeks. I was like, I didn't hear anything.
School's gonna be open on time as much as the kids don't want it.
Right. Maybe that's the rumor started.
So-
The kids started it.
We have a preliminary inspection with the state inspector set up for this week, and then his occupancy inspection is kind of the final one is scheduled for the 22nd, where we should be able to go in and occupy the building. So contractors are contracted to be finished on the 22nd. That being said, things do happen. There is an additional week, that last week of August, as a buffer that typically we don't broadcast to the contractors because we're focusing on the 22nd. If there are any mishaps or anything like that, there is still some time, but that's where I'm saying I'm feeling very good about being ready on the 22nd. We have a buffer week. At the same time, we want to get that occupancy and get teachers moving in so they actually have some time before school starts. So to answer your question, no, I'm not seeing 2 weeks late. I'm seeing right on time.
Well, you say the construction will be done. How about the people getting in to get them clean and get them ready for occupancy?
So part of the construction contract is to do construction cleaning, which is essentially to wipe down every surface in the room and have it clean like you would buy a new house. I'm not gonna say that it hasn't happened where somebody's opened a bathroom and say, oh, they missed this one on the first day. But the final cleaning is included in the construction contracts, that's part of that schedule. And third and second floor are done with final cleaning. So the intent is to have it clean and, you know, essentially everybody that took the time to move their desk and pack everything away, they're gonna get it back the same way that they left it. That's their task, is to set up their classroom. So one of the necessary evils of construction is everybody has a little bit of work at the end of the year, beginning of the year, but focus on getting students in and teaching, and the rest will come.
Jordan, I guess I'd be remiss. We do have a little bit of an issue with the band room. However, that has been worked out. Mr. Freitas is fully aware. So we are gonna put the band either into the choir room or the auditorium until the band room situation gets rectified.
Yep, so we ran into some existing conditions, some stuff that was hidden. We had to make some revisions, we had to order some ductworks, that is what's holding us up right now. Not of the contractor's fault or design's fault, it's just the stuff that when you open it up, you don't know what you don't know. By the time that we found it, it was gonna impact us. That being said, it's not a major one. So we do have room for Mr. Freitas to still hold band, hold class, do what he needs to do. And we're doing everything we can to get that area wrapped up. But that's the main part, is that we're going to be able to get everybody in and have a space, you know, really go through uninterrupted.
And how about the swimming pool? I'd be a bad mother if I didn't ask about the swimming pool.
So the swimming pool is tracking well. We have startup of the new units scheduled for the 27th to turn everything on. There will be a period where on the maintenance side, the pool needs to be refilled, rechlorinated, all that. And then there's a new pool heater as well. So all that gets started up on the 27th. Essentially from the 27th till the time it takes to get it up to temperature and the right chemicals in, is the only time we're gonna go without the pool. So that, and it's a new heater, so I'm optimistic that it's gonna be a little bit quicker than the one from
That's
last year.
good, I like optimism.
Yep, so, could be ready for school if it all goes well, but like we know from last year and trying to get that thing up to temp, it does take some time for that water, and you just have to let the process go, and the chemicals too. So overall, I don't see any major delay or snag from school starting and having all the students in the building being able to do what they need to do with the teachers and staff and everybody else.
Thank you.
Should I move on to financials?
Yeah, just jump right in here.
Okay, so financials, going awesome, to be honest. So I'll just start with, I've updated everything cost to date. I know that you guys are all fully capable to read the numbers, so I don't need to read them line by line, but, so you all have a copy. Nothing major concerning. On the construction side, when we look at the actual dollars that we've paid out versus what's in the contracts, we're 61.33% complete with the addition and remodel area, just based on dollars. So the two things that we look at are general conditions and contingency. I think I've talked about that a few times now, that the general rule of thumb is that, you know, however complete you are in construction, you want your contingency and general conditions to match, or be less than that. So we're approximately 61% complete. We've spent 32% of our general conditions, which is great. That's an awesome place to be in. General conditions are holding really well. There are some things that we need to address later on, which I'll touch on that later on. I've got some phasing stuff to talk through, like some moving and stuff like that, but general conditions is tracking really strong. Contingency, we've got 55.9% left. If we're 61% done with 55% left, we're sitting really good there. We've only spent 45% of our contingency. So again, general rule of thumb is if those numbers match, you're in good shape. Since we've got more than that contingency left, we're in great shape. So overall, on a financial standpoint, this project is a very healthy financial project. We still carry a remaining balance of 3.3 million that we need to address. So that's kind of my next phase of the budget, but are there any questions on just budgeted numbers from now?
You just said 61% done, and what was the other percentage? You just 50 something?
Yeah, there's 55.9% of contingency left. Then there's 67.5% of general conditions. We've been working closely with NOAA on the IRRB portion of the current contracts. A lot of the steam to hot water is funded by IRRB, so we just sent in the fiscal year 25 to IRRB for reimbursement for that. So I think our plan is to do that again next year, annually. We will be working towards submitting for sales tax. This project was part of the 2023 legislation for sales tax relief, to make it tax exempt. So we'll be working towards submitting that, and that will be a similar process where we'll compile all the data, and then the district will need to submit it to the state. So that will be coming. Otherwise. Sure.
On IRRR, they give us 8 million.
Yep.
So far, looks like we spent 5.1, something like that.
1.281.
Okay. And you said something about next year? Gonna go back after it again?
Nope.
Okay.
So, the IRRB, we have $8 million. Of the $8 million, we allocated 2.835
Yep.
on the funding side. Up at the top, we allocated 2.835 to the steam to hot water. Of the steam to hot water, we're not done with that yet, but we've spent about 1.281.
Yep.
That's what we submitted for reimbursement.
Okay.
Line 6, we have unallocated IRRB funding. That's the balance of 5.164. That's the next piece of my presentation, is we have other projects that are funded by IRRB that we are in design on. So wanted to give an update on where we sit with IRRR, those unallocated funds. In the application, we submitted for a bunch of different projects that were approved as eligible. We've sat down and prioritized and started picking on the biggest ones first to move forward. So with that, the window replacement at the high school, tuck pointing and gutter replacement at the high school, waterproofing the electrical vault, adding a roof access, redoing some roofing, elevator upgrades, auditorium seats, and an auditorium air handler. So essentially, we prioritize the most important ones as the window replacement, the tuck pointing and gutters. It's never good when you have water coming into the building. So on that, we are working with Inspec, and they have been out to the site looking at it, and they have been working on developing bid documents. They're not quite ready yet, but I anticipate having them soon and going out to bid in the fall on that. That's going to be one of the first chips to fall, so that we understand where the budget sits on IRRB. And so basically, we prioritized, and we're going to knock things out while we can with the budget that we have. For the electrical vault, the roof access and roofing, Witsef, the architectural firm, or formerly ARI, that did the rest of the building, is working with us on that piece as well. They have started investigating the site, and they are just starting on design. So we anticipate that will be bidding fall, winter, maybe early spring, somewhere in there as well. So we're picking away at it. We're taking the biggest projects, and we're going to see how bids come in at. And then as we continue to evaluate how many funds we have left, then we'll know which project to take on next, or which ones we simply don't have the money for. Hopefully we can do them all. So that's kind of the update on IRRB. Balls are in motion, and we're just behind the scenes doing the process. So again, some IRRB is put towards the current work, some is upcoming projects that we're working on. So any questions on IRRB? And then to fully answer your question, when it comes down to the cost for the windows, tuck pointing, all that, when we get that done, all that, whatever's done in the financial year over the next year, we'll submit next year. And then when everything's done, if we're in the middle of the year, we'll submit a final for reimbursement. But that'll just be a continuing process.
Okay.
Next piece I have to talk about is the $3.3 million balance. I know we've talked about this in the past. There is some unallocated referendum funds there. One thing that we've identified is that, and we intentionally held off, is that we need some cold storage for like the tractor, the school van, stuff like that. At one point, we talked about doing additional bus garage, and I know that no formal decision has been made. So with that 3.3 million, there's a lot of options that can be done. We know a piece of it is cold storage, potentially bus garage upgrades or a new one, maybe some FF&E, maybe some more high school upgrades. From Ingenza's standpoint, we need direction on what to proceed with, so we need to set up some meetings to maybe prioritize and get direction with the board as far as how we want to proceed with that. Just the one thing that I will touch on is that with where we're at right now, I would say starting any work on any of those projects, probably from timeline wise, this is probably gonna happen into 2026. It's probably gonna push us out a little bit. That being said, the funding is there. We just need to decide what we need to do. And I understand that there can be different opinions, or we haven't all agreed to what we want to do, and that's fine. We're just here, and I think our goal is that we need to start having those talks and get identified and find a path to move forward. So that's maybe a task for the school board and maybe board chair Casey and Noah for now will lead the process, and we'll have to have more talks on that in working sessions and stuff of the like. But that is still out there. There's still decisions to be made, and there is additional funding, and we need to figure out what we're doing. So we'll be there with that. Last piece I have is just timelines for the district. This is kind of stuff that I've said we're gonna have to figure it out when we get there. It's further on down the road. We're getting to that point where the finish line for the addition is getting there. So we're looking at like the end of the year this year, early part of next year, or January of 2026, somewhere in there. So we know that that is coming. We've got a lot of time till then. At the same time, we've got a lot to plan for. So I just wanted to maybe make the board aware. Some of you knew this stuff, some of you didn't. So I wouldn't even call it a reminder. I just want to make you aware now. Some things that we need to figure out is we need to figure out a move out, move in plan, move out of this building, move into the new addition when the timing hits. Inevitably, it's going to be tough to say it's going to happen over Christmas break. There's a lot that needs to happen then, and even so, I don't know what that's going to be for time. So I would anticipate there is some sort of an impact on school, but that's why we're talking about it now instead of then. We do need to take out the gym flooring at some point to put into the new addition. So that's a consideration we need to work through. We'll work with Travis Lockheed, and we'll work through a time period where it makes sense, where if we had to shut the gym down, it would only be for a week or whatever it takes, and then we put something temporary back. I know that's been a hot topic over the last couple months, and ultimately we decided that it's gonna be best to wait to take that floor out and put it in at the very end.
Excuse me.
No, go ahead.
Taking the old floor out of the Rose gym and then use that floor in the new gym.
Not in the new gym, it's gonna go on the new learning stairs, so it's gonna be an accent piece.
And it's out of this gym.
Correct.
Right,
not
not
Correct,
the
the gym
whole
beneath
Oh,
gym.
this gym,
This gym.
The
not
gym
that
beneath
gym.
us,
No.
yep. And it's gonna be really cool. They're gonna have it on the main staircase going up, and then also on each floor going into the classroom wings. It actually is gonna be on the wall, so as students are walking in, all that historic gym floor is gonna be hanging on the wall. So that's something that's on our to-do list that, we're gonna have to work with everybody involved to make sure that we know when it's going down and minimize the impact as much as possible. Thank you to the district, because I know that we've been putting you through a lot and you guys have been champs about it. But we're not done yet. So we need to do a move out, move in plan. We also have talked about doing an auction, like a K-bid style auction to sell any of the ornamental pieces or furnitures, anything left in this building. So from move out till the time this building gets torn down, I'm talking about what needs to happen in between. So we need to get plans in place for that auction. we need to do asbestos abatement in this building before it's torn down. That's an MPCA requirement. We need to have the contractors come in and drain down all the mechanical, shut down all the electrical systems, all that, empty everything out. We need to salvage all the windows in this building, the exterior ones that were put in a few years ago. That's part of the project, just take them out and try to reuse them. And then we also need to work through the kitchen equipment. There is most all of the kitchen equipment in addition is new. Some of it we are repurposing because it was in really good shape. So we need to identify that and get that moved over, and we need to work through how kitchen and meals are gonna work in that time period and find the right time where that works. So there's a lot to do, don't get me wrong, but if we take one bite at a time, we'll come to a conclusion for each one and we'll execute the plan. So really, that's kind of the main list of what we need to do so that this building, the demolition of this building starts in June of 2026, and then following with parking lots, and that kind of wraps up the main construction project. From that point on, we'll still be wrapping up IRRB and punch list and stuff like that. So, there's a lot of information there. I'm sure there's gonna be questions after the fact. Make sure you get them to Board Chair Casey, and he'll get them to me so that I can clarify. I haven't seen you guys in a while, so that's what I have for tonight. Are there any questions I can have? And again, if you have any you think of in a couple of days, let me know.
A lot of information for us to digest. Things are starting to come to fruition, so we have to start moving on some of the items.
So the construction committee meets, is gonna be a regular schedule coming up now, or?
Well, I think what we'll do is we'll talk a little bit about that during our discussion.
Okay.
Any other questions for Jordan? Jordan, thank you.
Great job filling us in, thank you,
All right,
Jordan.
thank you.
Item 4, any reports? Item 5, motion to approve the agenda. I would like the addition of, under personnel, item I, a motion to accept the resignation. I'd like to add that. And then under administrative business, I would like to add, under item N, the letter from that we received from Paul Peltier from Rams.
Support.
Motion by Director Lappy, support by Director Van Sauter. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to approve the consent agenda. These are the minutes of the July 14th, 2025 regular meeting, minutes of the July 23rd, 2025 special meeting, minutes of the July 30th, 2025 special meeting, and minutes of the August 6th, 2025 special meeting. Payrolls for the month of July 2025 in the amount of $493,345.64. And accounts payable for the month of July 2025 in the amount of $3,533,181.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Director Randa Sauter,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7A, motion to accept the resignation of Teresa Allen, 7th grade STEM and high school science teacher, teacher on special assignment for curriculum, CTE, dean of students, junior high knowledge bowl coach, and robotics coach effective August 1st, 2025.
Our motion is sadness.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support the sadness.
support by Director Randa Sauter. Any discussion? I'd like to wish Miss Allen the best in her new ventures as a principal in Hill City. So good luck to her.
Yes.
and thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item B, motion to grant Teresa Allen and Brian Hake school and data access until further notice. Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? I will,
Thank you to them for.
yep, I will
helping us
say this, Mr. Hake and Ms. Allen have made themselves available to help out our new principals and anybody else who needs data. So we appreciate that. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, motion to grant variance for non-licensed administrator for Nick Malani.
Motion.
Support.
Motion by Director Raha. Support by Director Lappy. Any discussion?
When will his license?
It would be effective as soon as we get the motion to the MDE, is it?
It's already clear, finished in minutes, all the license, understood yet. I have to very sort of pending minutes.
So the minutes have to go down to them, correct? Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to accept the resignation of Haley Baker, paraprofessional of On Steffensburg School, effective August 26th, 2025.
Thank you.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any discussion? I'd like to wish Ms. Baker the best in her future. And she did a nice job for a couple of years. Ms. Anderson, is that right? 2 years? She did a nice job. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve the hiring of a third coach for girls volleyball due to high participation numbers.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
support by Director Raha. Any discussion? Apparently, we may have a full C team, is that correct? Coach?
Yes, so 5 teams.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item F, motion to approve the hire of Alyssa Reinhardt as volunteer volleyball coach for 2025 volleyball season contingent upon receiving and passing her background check.
Motion.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
Support.
support by Director Ron Sauter. All those in favor, or any discussion, I'm sorry. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion, item G, motion to approve the hire of Dom Olson, Shane Zankowski, Larry Pervenanzi, McCoy Rudolph, Sean Lewis, Mike Lastovich, and Tony Antonucci as volunteer football coaches for the 2025 football season contingent upon receiving and passing applicable background checks.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
I'll support.
support by Director Ronda. Any discussion?
Someone's on top of us.
Oh, and two, yes.
Coaches, are there gonna be any room for you?
He's raising his hand back there.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'll abstain because of my nephew.
Okay.
Mr. Anthony is my nephew.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain.
Abstention by Mr. Raha, motion carries. Item H, motion to approve the hire of Mike Lastovich as volunteer track coach for the 2025-2026 season, contingent upon receiving and passing a background check.
A motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lackey.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Mr. Lastovich, I believe, has helped us out previously. Kids get along with him pretty well, I guess. So. Any other discussion? And we'd like to thank him for applying early.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item I, motion to accept the resignation of Hannah Barney, Chisholm Elementary School Secretary and Community Education Coordinator effective September 19th, 2025.
A motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support, we need to have an internal or posting.
Yeah.
Do you wanna make that with a posting?
we could make that,
Yeah.
And then accept resignation, but also then authorize the posting, I think, first internal.
and it has to be posted, I think, for 7 days. Internal.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? I'd like to thank Ms. Barney for her many years of work here. Wish her the best out in North Carolina. North or south?
South.
South?
Yeah.
And that's why I get lost during here. I know her family's up there, we'll miss her deeply. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J, motion to approve the hire for the superintendent position and contract of Ms. Perkovich.
A motion approval.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support.
support by Director Randall. Any discussion?
Thank you guys for meeting and putting everything on the agenda right away.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Hit the ground running.
And I would like to thank Lisa for the start date she told us she had.
Yes.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock.
I thought it was 6:15.
Yeah.
Got a lot of work to do.
4 a.m.
Item 8, administrative business. Motion, item A, motion to approve the payment in the amount of $8,334 to the Committee for Children to renew second step grades K through 8 curriculum subscriptions for the period of November 8, 2025 to November 8, 2026.
So made.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
support by Director Raha. Any discussion?
Is this just a standard renewal?
Right.
Okay, I just wanted, I was guessing that Teresa got it set up before she left, so that's, but, we want to figure out to update that, information, the contact information on the contract.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even notice
Yeah, but that's what I kind of assumed, that she was getting it all set up for the ones that need to get renewed or whatever, so.
Okay, that additional information, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve payment in the amount of $7,000 to Creative Learning Systems to renew the curriculum and support agreement for the 2025-2026 school year. This is just a renewal, however, they're doing it in one motion this year. Last year, I think our principals did it separately under their authorized budget that they could do, so we're doing it together. this year. We're doing it.
Well, I'll motion approval.
Motion by Director Crowley Simon,
I'll support.
support by Director Rice. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item C, motion to approve payment to Dell Technologies for the purchase of 155 replacement Chromebooks in the amount of $44,950.
Make a motion.
Motion by Director Lappy,
Support.
support by Director Raha. This is a budgeted item, correct, Noah?
Joe had shared this was a good price.
Yeah.
For
Nikki shared with us
Compared to what we
the
got.
quote, the difference in quotes and stuff,
And Ms. Barney has actually offered to help Joe
so. Set them up.
get these set up.
Oh, that's nice.
Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, motion to approve the post-secondary enrollment options contract between Minnesota North College and Independent School District number 695 for the 2025-2026 school year.
Do you wanna make that motion when this is a contract and it's got our old superintendent's info on it?
Well, you guys, I noticed that you will have to,
We'll get that changed. Is that a big deal?
no, I think you can make the motion and update the contact information.
Do it just like an addendum. The contact,
Well, I think, and Mr. Hapey, that you're in the audience, we might be able to shed some light on this. Previously, PSEO was, if they took more than 15 credits, the district was on the hook for that.
I think that changed, so,
Was that prior to this year?
yeah,
And now anything above 15 credit hours
I think
could
it's,
be,
well, the students are responsible for it.
I
But
think I saw it, I read it, it's in
I
this
know it
contract.
changed.
So I think it's under B terms of payment 3, it says students between 16 and over credits on the 15th semester of college, the front of the contract. To the middle of MB coding policies for students with 15 credits and under as contract and 16 credits and over as non-contract. That's what we're talking about. That's technically, yeah.
We just think that we just need to know so much more about this before we get too involved in it, honestly. We're always asking questions about it and I don't think we ever get answers. Like, what are the qualifications for them to be in it? What, are we following those rules?
yeah,
Are
we do have to maintain a certain GPA to stay over there.
right? But are they following those rules? That's what I'm
Well, I believe we had one or two students.
Yeah, there was
like
a
that.
few students that did make the cut last year and they got sent back, so yes,
Because
they're
there's
very
somebody that
careful.
really monitors that, good, oh, okay. Cause that's my biggest, that's what I hear, and I just wanna be sure that, we're doing the best, what we can do for the kids. Because sending them to college, some of them just don't seem to be ready for college.
Right, and then having lose
And
credits
then they lose credits, and then they're back here, and
having to
then,
do credit recovery and,
and then all that money's going right out the door, and I just,
Yeah, I don't know if I'm understanding it right, but our counselor was supposed to receive their grades. And she's supposed to report that you're failing or you're passing or whatever. But it might be hard, I don't know how she can keep up with that, but every quarter she should probably get something, I'm
She does,
assuming.
yes.
And say, okay,
She's on
this-
top of it.
This student is not performing. We're not gonna pay for this, because you're sitting there getting free college. No.
and pass.
Again, and
well,
not
I'm
pass.
glad to hear that she's on top of it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah,
That's
and
my
she
biggest
has been.
concern.
A couple of students that came back last year, apparently were not pleased. that they have to come back, but we're well aware now that they have to maintain their GPA to consider the PSEO options.
Well, it's supposed to be for students performing at high levels that they can
Yeah,
take the
'cause
college
don't they-
credits.
They have to have a certain GPA before they can even enter that program,
Yes.
am I correct?
I think if
Is
it's
there
11th grade,
a
don't
I'll make a motion
motion by Director Randa Sauter,
with the amended of our contact,
updating our contact.
Yeah. updating contact again.
I'll support.
support by Director Lappy. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I will go through items E through M for our third and final reading, for one motion. Now, what we can do one motion, if a board member so chooses to pull one out,
Oh, I see what you're
then they
saying,
can do
yep,
that.
okay.
So item E is policy 101, legal status of the school district. Policy 101.1, name of the school district. Policy 103, complaints, students, employees, parents, and other persons. Policy 210, conflict of interest, school board members. Policy 414, mandated reporting of child neglect or physical or sexual abuse. Policy 415, mandated reporting of maltreatment of vulnerable adults. Policy 417, chemical use and abuse. Policy 422, policies incorporated by reference. And Policy 903, visitors to the school district building and sites. Can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon,
Support.
support by Director Rice. Any further discussion? I believe you'll have some more policies coming to. Yay.
Well, some of them were really, I mean, like they cut out a lot of some of these policies, I mean, so.
Hearing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item N is a request by Paul Peltier from RAMS. This is a letter directed to the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. And I do want to read this because I think it is important. Dear Ms. Handlin, as school superintendents in northern Minnesota face a funding crisis in our schools, we strongly urge your support of the variance and site-specific standard for KETAC. In 2024-2025, taconite mining generated a minimum of over $19 million in local funding for our 14 public school districts in the taconite assistance area. Any disruption to operations at these facilities is financially unacceptable and will directly and negatively impact our budgets. This funding supports school building maintenance, programming, and helps keep our lights on for students to learn. We cut our budgets year after year, and this funding remains an important constant sustaining our school operations. Mining in our area generates over 90% of the funds in the permanent school fund, which is then sent to all Minnesota public school districts and charters on a per pupil basis. Last year, our local districts received $1.2 million from the PSF and $58 million total in PSF funds were distributed to every Minnesota public school district and charter statewide, regardless of zip code or regardless of if they were in the taconite assistance area. District residents work in mines in communities across the region, including KETAC. We have hundreds of mining and vendor employees earning family supporting wages in our districts. These people have children in our schools and are effective in their communities. Their jobs matter, being able to keep families and their enrollment in our districts matter. Our schools connect students with career professionals at these mines and vendor businesses to open doors to viable careers in the industry that will allow them the opportunity to afford their lives here. Please support the variance request and site-specific sulfate standard for KETAC. Sincerely, Northeastern Minnesota School Superintendents. I think it is important because most people think because this area gets taconite assistance, it doesn't go anywhere else. Coon Rapids gets it, Minnetonka gets it, and they really need it. So, just want to make sure everybody understands that.
So this letter is for us to approve
To approve
our superintendent to sign.
our superintendent to sign.
Gotcha.
I'll make the motion.
Also,
Motion by Director Raha, support by Director Karati Simon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9, under discussion. I do have just a brief update on lighting in the auditorium. We are having some issues with the new cost-saving light bulbs that have been put in. Due to the age of our electronic equipment there. We are working, Jordan has been very kind as to help mediate between Apex and the school district. This is not part of Ingensa's project. This is something that we brought onto ourselves. So at some point in the very near future, he's going to try to set up a meeting between Apex and ourselves. And Jordan, again, said he would be happy to be present. We all listened to Jordan talk about some of the things that are upcoming, and we actually mentioned that we have several things that we have to determine. Because we do have a balance of 3.3, so we have a project list that has been presented to us before. But I guess I would like to entertain a working session. I thought you were raising your hand.
I go like this.
That we do have a working session at some point to go over the options. And I will leave that up to the board. We don't have to decide right now when to have it. It's usually, I know our working sessions we've had in the past have been either just prior to a regular meeting or just after a regular meeting. So,
usually works pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Because the sooner we done it, the sooner they can obviously schedule things.
would you like to do it for our next regular meeting?
I
That
guess
is,
we'd have to see if Ingensa's available.
right,
I would be fine with either the next or the
Yeah,
upcoming one
but then you
after
know
that.
Yeah, be a little bit more time.
so that would be
It's August 25th.
25th
or September 8th.
Whatever they're available for.
okay.
Following our-
Following, because you can never do it before, you think?
I could get here before, if that's easier for them.
Did you want to try to schedule for the 25th?
3 or 4.
25th, 4 o'clock.
25th, 4 o'clock?
Or 28th, or September 8th at 4 p.m.
After that's fine, too, this way.
Noah, could you get a hold of Jordan on that?
Are we also gonna have Apex come too? For those?
No, I don't think we want to do that. I think we want a separate meeting just with Apex.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can at least talk.
So I'll entertain a motion to have a working session at 4 p.m. on August 25th.
Motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
I'll support.
Support by Director Karati Simon. Any other discussion?
As a backup, 9/8, we could do.
Yeah,
9.
hearing no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item 10, information, I know we do, we usually do like a breakfast.
And we were talking that.
Let's talk about food, I'm hungry.
That was Tuesday the 26th, was that training day?
Yeah,
That sounds
that's
right, that's right. I see Mr. Hates head bobbing.
August 26th.
If we were wanting to continue to do the same, similar things, I can certainly get a discount.
Yeah.
For clients, so.
Yeah,
I think
I mean, they seem to like those sandwiches, so
I think that goes over here.
I think it goes over. I think it's just a nice way to start the year for everybody, I think.
With yogurt parfaits and the juice and coffee,
All healthy.
okay, perfect,
25th?
26th.
26th.
And I'm sure it's 8, they'll start coming in, yeah. Makes me a thumbs up, so.
Okay.
Yeah, when you have the whole first week agendas and stuff, can you guys like shoot us one? Yeah, thank you.
Nice report.
I'll be here about that time too.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
6:30 usually comes.
Like sometimes a couple will come in early just to
You
get
gotta
things in the
come
oven.
cook.
I got all those, I got all
All
those.
right,
wraps.
is there any other information or discussion the board members would like to discuss at this point?
I think so.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Director Rothman, support by Director Ansari. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is 5:57. Thank you, everybody.
My goodness.
Start keeping it all straight.
All of it, I know.
I think
No, it's no problem. Do you want just Jordan or the other? But any of the other intense guys or whoever you want?
We'll let Jordan turn.
Yeah, we feel the
Yeah, they're the only people who are having. Are we off?
I've had a great time, so I didn't have much to